Let's talk about speech delay today. Yeah. Speech delay, it just means that the child is delayed to speak. It doesn't mean that the child won't speak. The child will speak, but he will be delayed. Let's say he will speak maybe at 5 years or 6 years or 7 years, even 8. Yeah, at 8 maybe that's the time he will speak properly. That of course have an implication on his school enrollment, and it also causes panic to the parents. But the child will eventually speak. The aim of these videos is not to rush children to speak, is to create a suitable environment for the children to speak so that we don't go panic and rush them. By 4 years, maybe it's the only time we wake up to say that the child is struggling to speak. We must be able to identify the signs and symptoms of speech delay in that particular child and look for proper assessment from doctors, speech therapists, ENT, and so on, so that we help the child speak on time and not compromise the school enrollment of the child. Because if he is not able to speak properly, he will need probably special schools because he will not fit in the normal system, and so on and so on. And that has an implication uh, parenting and the child and so on. What are the causes of speech delay? Speech delay can be caused by poor hearing, or maybe the child has got problem with hearing. Then the child is unable to hear. So the child is unable to hear, so he cannot talk. So if we correct the hearing, maybe there is infection, we treat the infection, the child can hear properly, then the child will speak. Or maybe doctor will identify that the child has got poor hearing. Maybe he got a hearing aid, so the child would able to hear, and then the child will speak. Other causes of speech delay could be lack of stimulation. Maybe there is not enough human contact in the child. Some children are growing up alone, so children learn more from other children. If the child is alone in the house, he might learn to speak later. Or maybe there's family history, people in that family, if it's hereditary, that people, genetic, that people in that family speak late, so the child will also probably be a late speaker. Other problem could be a problem with the oral pharyngeal cavities, muscles that form the words and sounds like the tongue. If there's tongue tie, so the child might speak late. But if we correct that problem, we doctor can untie the tongue tie, so the tongue will be loosened up, and then the child will be able to speak. Having two languages is another cause of speech delay. If the child has maybe more than two languages, let's say you are speaking in Oshuvambo and the nanny is speaking maybe in Afrikaans or Shiherero or at school maybe there are also other languages and the TV is in English. It's already three languages. The child might have difficult to choose a language, he will not have confidence to talk early because he's struggling to choose in which language he will speak. So if the child is delayed to speak, it's better to speak one language at home to help the child choose the language. Neurodevelopmental disorder like autism can also cause speech delay. So it's important that we, as parents, we identify early the causes of the speech delay so that we make necessary correction to help the child to speak. Because they can learn, they can speak, they will speak, but we don't want them to be late. So as a parent, look for a speech therapist or a pediatrician or a doctor near you or a ENT specialist, ear, nose and throat specialist to assess your child if you suspect that your child has speech delay. Like if you see Kucha by 2, the child has very, very few words. By 3, he's not able. By 3 and 4 years, you are not even able to see or to understand what the child is saying. Because the child's supposed to be speaking fluently from 3 going upwards. But if he's unable to speak by 3, 4, 5 so fluently, so you need to look for help so that you get the help you need for the child to develop the speech. Other measures, as I said, a parent can do. Let's talk to our children. Let's just be intentional of talking to our children in everything we do at our house. We are going to the doctor. Let's go outside. You go outside with your child and show her things. If the child is alone, bring another child to play with the child, or take a child to the kindergarten. I think we already talked about those things. Children are not supposed to grow up alone. It's only this generation that we are really raising kids alone. We grow up in a community, raised by the aunties and uncles, not only by our parents. And so it helps us develops develop well. There was not much of this problem that we are experiencing now, because it takes a village to raise a child. Some new parents don't even have experience how to raise children, how to talk to the children. So it's important that we make sure that our children are exposed to enough human contacts for them to develop speech well. Let's develop a habit also of reading to our children and telling them stories and singing to our children and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think I end here the video today. Yeah, thank you for listening.